Hey everybody, we've been doing this series on stories and movies and script writing and writing the story of your life. And how do we put it all together? So we have the different genres. You can have the low energy ones where it's a tragedy or it's a horror show or it's just a soap opera drama, or you can get up into the more creative, innovative, lovely things where you're achieving your goals, you're getting your desires, you're accomplishing your dreams. Um, there's different roles that we play in our life story. Sometimes it feels like we're the victim, and life just beats up on us, and then we move into the hero and all the different roles that we can play in our life story. And then finally, today it's like, well, how do I live the life of my dreams? What keeps me from having what it is that I want, my desires, my heart's desires, and the dreams. And the biggest first step to this process that very few of us want to take, in fact, probably none of us want to take it, but after you do, you realize what a difference it makes. And it is simply this: you are the author of your life, you are the creator. You are the script writer. Therefore, it's important that you take full responsibility for absolutely everything that happens to you. Now, I know it feels like, oh no, Tom, that's not true. I can't, I won't, I don't. There are people, places, and things. There's conditions, situations, and circumstances. There's all these things that get in the way from me having, being, doing what it is that I want. But unless and until you take full responsibility for everything, then you have no power. It comes down to that. It's good news, bad news, if you will. The bad news is you have to take responsibility for everything. The good news is you take responsibility for everything. Then, if you're the author, if you're the creator, if you're the script writer, you change the narrative. You take that power that you have to create the things, to do the things, to be the person that you need to be in your life. And you're not a victim to anyone or anything. You're not caught up in the conditions, situations, and circumstances of life. Yes, there'll always be that. But it's how are you going through it? What's the story that you're telling about the victories and the glory of the accomplishments and achievements that you're experiencing in your life? And you do that by writing a different story. Um, this is like living with no excuses, so that when things happen, things show up in your life, you enjoy the power that you have from that. And then, if you don't want it, ask yourself, well, why am I creating this, or why did I create that? What was it that benefited me in this? How did I benefit from that? And really take a look at it. You have an intelligence within you, and an inner knowledge and an inner knowing and an inner wisdom that can answer that question. It'll take some time to stay with it, because it's a shifting of the old narratives and the old stories, and there's probably plenty of people around you who don't want you to do this, because once you start to do this, your life will change. Guarantee it. When you take responsibility for everything that's happening, and for the things that you don't like and don't want, you really begin to examine, why am I creating this? Why? What am I? How is this benefiting me? But not just as a whiny complain kind of question, but as an authentic, real question that you're asking your inner self, or your higher self, or your wisdom, or the source of life, the one who's really in partnership with you, or that that energy that's in you, that life, that vitality that's there. It it'll tell you, if you ask sincerely, if you ask for real, it will tell you for real. This is what it is, and you'll have little. Sometimes it'll be crystal clear. Sometimes it'll be like little breadcrumbs, or you'll see where there was an alternative, there was a choice, and you did not take the path less traveled by, and it made all the difference. So it's finding that and listening to your inner self and trusting your inner self to lead, to guide, to bless you on your way. And then be willing to take whatever it takes to create your life, which means sometimes you have to release the resistance, which is really mostly just fear. And fear in this sense is not real. It's often caused and brought up by the ego. It's afraid of change and doesn't want you to be different. And so the ego keeps showing up and saying, no, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's dangerous. Why? Because it's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe, which means staying stuck. Because whatever you did yesterday, the day before, and the day before, the ego knows is safe because it didn't kill you. And the unknown is unknown. It's like the shady part behind me here. It's in the shade. I can't see it as clearly as we can see this part over here that's lit up. The ego's comfortable here. It knows what's there. It can see, well, it might be a saber-toothed tiger behind that bush, but it knows that you're safe. I'm not so sure about the woodsy part of life, the unseen, unknown, yet to be discovered part. But you're the creator, you're the author. What do you want to have in there? How about a big pot of gold? How about a wonderful dinner? How about an amazing new friend? There's all kinds of things that can happen when we release the fear and just try it. Just be the person that you want to be. Now, when you start to do that, you'll notice the resistance. Sometimes it's within you, sometimes it's out here, sometimes it's the people that know you best who are reluctant to see you become a new person. It may mean having to let go, not just of the past, which we've talked about, but you may have to let go of some people that have been in your life that are not able to contribute to this new person you want to become. And in order to take responsibility for everything, in order to be the creator of everything, it means there's some things that you need to let go of and release probably stuff that you're hearing yourself say, but I must have that, or I have to have that. I can't live without that. Or, well, what if? What if you let go of it in a fearful kind of questioning? So the musts, the shoulds, the have tos, I have to do this, it has to be this way. Release that. Nothing has to be any particular way. You're the author, you're the creator. Build the story around the exciting new things that you want. And one of the first steps to that is to just stay in the present. You know, in the present moment, part of the backyard is lit, part of the yard is in shade. We're okay, you're watching this, that's happening right now. Not what's happened in the past, not what might be happening in the future. You're okay right now, watching this, trusting it, living into it. But family and friends will not necessarily welcome this new creator, this new script writer that you are becoming. The other person that can sabotage you is yourself. You get into like a withdrawal of the old stories, the old way it used to be, all the excuses rather than taking full responsibility. And you want to go back. Notice when you do that. It's okay to want that, but notice it's not a good thing. It's sort of like in the Jewish Christian tradition, the Israelites escaped from Egypt. They were forced to build the pyramids, and they did this and they did that, and it was a horrible life, and at everybody's beck and call. They got out into the wilderness, which is great. We have the freedom, but we also have the unknown. And and they had the manna to eat, but sometimes maybe a quail or two would be nice. And so they started to think back, well, you know, we had people fed us. It wasn't great, but we had regular food, we had this, we had that. And so sometimes we romance the past, that the reason we engaged in writing the story in the first place and create our own life by design in the first place, we forget why that was, because the fear of the unknown creeps in. Stay in the present. Stay in the present moment. And then gently do something. Do one little thing that moves you toward the goal, moves you toward the new life. Do a little thing each day. Just one thing. Just one thing. Step out of the old story. And it may mean having to let go of some of the old people and the old beliefs, particularly the limiting beliefs. They can grab a hold of us and be afraid. Part of that is that our mind intuitively knows, well, if I reach that goal, it's the end. If I get that life that I desire, it ends. So I'm working with my clients, it's when we create that life by design and you're looking at where you want to go through the goal, go through that end point into the next day or the next week or the next month or the next year. Go through it. So it becomes a milestone on the path of your entire life. It's not your entire life. I hope that makes sense, right? So you set the goal, you know where you're going to go, you've made up in your mind that there's some beliefs that have limited, like, oh, I can't have that, everybody else can have it, but I can't have it, it's not for me. You've gotten rid of all that. You're writing the story, you're writing the script, you're changing the narrative altogether so that you're moving in the direction that you want to go. You're heading out, but now see yourself all the way through it and beyond. It can be a question mark. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm going to have a bigger house or a bigger job or a higher pay or whatever it's going to be. That may be the first step, maybe not. And then what comes after that? Maybe more time. Maybe whatever it is that's you're not experiencing now. And as you think about it, as you read about it, as you design, remember to do something. It isn't just being and becoming, it's the doing every day. One little thing, two little things, three little things that move you in that direction, move you away from where you are now into where you want to go. Notice the places of resistance when those things happen. Why is this always happening to me? It's just a resistance. It's a fear. You created that. Let's take that out of the script going forward. Just release it. Rewrite that narrative and create this amazing story of your life. I can't wait to hear about it. Let us all know. Make comments down below. There are lots of people that are able to help you with this. Don't let ego tell you you can do this yourself. Think about the last do-it-yourself project. It takes twice as long, costs twice as much. Ask for help. There's lots of people out there. I'm happy to help in any way I can. So contact me. But there are just so many. I don't want this to be like a sales pitch. No. Find the person that you trust, that you feel you can work with, that can lead and guide you into the new life, that can help you with the script, has enough life experience that they understand what it is that you're going through, and they can really be a lead and a guide for you. I wish you all the best in your journey. I can't wait to hear what discoveries come for you next, the adventures that you have, and you'll find that those "why does this always happen to me" stops. You'll find that the crashes stop, that those negative, terrible, horrible, rotten things that seem to have been part of the past stop. And it's hard to explain it. Just life every day just becomes so full, rich, and rewarding. I wish, hope, and bless for all this. I'm going to assume that you're experiencing it. Make the decision, delete everything else, and just keep going. Namaste.